welcome in. This is Julie Max in the Maine Stamper. I am here for your weekly card class for Maine. This is Monday. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast, and this is the time that I come live and spend a good hour with you. And I always share 3 amazing cards, and it's always featuring one particular bundle. So we are going to be using the Rustic Crate tonight. I have some really great cards. I teased earlier, the Rustic Crate has dies that create not quite a 3D item, but something that has dimension, and it has basically 3 different seasons in it. We're going to talk about different ways we can color and use this particular bundle. It's an awesome bundle. Make sure you're saying hi as you jump on. I want to make sure that, hi Rhonda, Rhonda's here, so we are good today. That's so awesome. So I'm also going to share a little bit about my September Card Maker Collective Club, because I know that autumn paper is on back order until the end of October, and I have some in my my little club in case anyone's like really excited about that. I will be sharing those cards as well. So I'm going to get you over to my workspace. I have a lot to talk about today, so let me pop over there and continue to say hi jumping on. I'm going to see who's here. Lori, Jackie, Kathy, hi Janice. So good to see all you guys. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about actually is the Card Maker Collective Club. Now, this is the in the mini catalog here on page 42, all about autumn. It's everything about the autumn, right? So this paper right here, this all about autumn specialty paper is like really unorderable, and it's not available now until the end of October. So I have an offer that I always do with my Card Maker Collective Club. If you're new to it and you want more information, you can check out my blog. But part of the club is, and you can just do 1 month at a time. Don't think you're getting locked in for months and months at a time. You can just do September if you want. We're in September. You can do September if you want and then call it good. But this is the, you're going to get a half a pack of the paper. So you're basically getting 2 sheets. Now a full pack of paper would give you 4 of the 6x6 sheets. But with the club, I'm divvying up. You're getting 2 sheets of this beautiful paper. You are also going to get the Brush Metallic Adhesive Backed Dots. That's part of the club. So you're getting these 2 items. These are consumable items. And I think there's ribbon here. Yes. I have this beautiful ribbon. This is, it's vanilla and gold. So it's got some sheen to it. It's really pretty, which really works well with the sheen and all of these beautiful papers, right? So I pick out items that go really well together. So you're getting approximately $24 before shipping and handling. Shipping and handling, is that correct? Okay, you're getting before that, so this is about $24 worth of product, and then you're also getting 8 card kits. Let's talk about the card kits. Now the card kits I'm going to share with you, you can use whatever product you have at home, but I am using the Autumn Leaves bundle, so it's the stamp set and then all of these dies. So you're going to see my cards in a minute, and you're going to want this if you don't have it. Now, when you partake in my Card Maker Collective Club, I offer this bundle at catalog price. This catalog price is $55.75. I don't charge you shipping and tax if you get the card kit, the card club for that month. So that's an add-on if you want to. These are the cards you're making. So you're making 2 of each. So the first card here, I mean, you can see how beautiful, right? You're getting some fancy little papers here. This is the designer paper, and I'm going to show you in the club. First of all, let's talk about the gold really quickly. This is adhesive backed. So this is what I used for this leaf right here. You're going to get enough for 2 cards. You're going to have lots left over that you can get little bits out of this still. Adhesive on the backing. No glue required on this one, which is fantastic. When I talk about the papers that you get to cut at home, I'm going to show you that you're going to be able to, how to cut them. So you're going to basically make another design from the same paper, and it's going to be just a little bit different. So these are like beautiful. The papers here are so gorgeous. This is just fantastically gorgeous. So I didn't finish this card, but you're going to be making 2 of that one. You're going to also be making 2 of this one. And again, when you cut your paper, and I walk you through this with a private video. This is not something I do, not something I share other than the people that are getting the kit. I'm going to show you that you can swap out some different scenery here for your card. These leaves and this little sentiment piece are part of the autumn bundle, but I do die cut other things for you. So there you can see these beautiful cards right here. More pretty paper. I mean, the paper is just like the most gorgeous paper. Check out this one with a grateful heart. So again, I'm having you take care of you're getting your designer paper, so you're going to be cutting it and doing what I tell you to do. The leaves are part of the bundle. You will get some of these deckled circles. So that's the pink one. Moody Mauve, really pretty. And then we have Pretty Peacock. So I will be embossing this with a 3D leaf embossing folder. Again, you've got the ribbon in your kit, you've got your embellishments. This is all stamping from the stamp set. So I'm just going to share the directions with you, tell you how to put these together. So these are the 4 cards that you'd be making with the September kit. Now, good news, bad news. Good news is it's awesome and it's fantastic, and you can get the bundle if you want at a great savings. Bad news is I have 4 left. So the first 4 people that say to me, Julie, I really want to get this kit. I want to get the paper. I want the embellishments. This is part of the kit. You're getting 8 cards. The first 4 people that tell me that are going to get this. And then after that, I'm going to have to say, sorry, but we're sold out. So this is a really, really popular item, and I wanted to share that with you because I haven't advertised, I haven't talked about this yet this month, and I just want to make sure that everyone knows what we're doing for this particular month. Okay, so that is Cardmaker Collective Club for September. Again, if you want more information, you can check out my blog or message me. Tonight we are doing Rustic Crate. Now, Rustic Crate is on page 46 of your annual catalog, and we are going to be doing our normal class right here. With a $35 order, you're going to get 6 card kits from tonight. A $50 order, you're going to get the 6 card kits and a free embellishment. The host code for this week is 6XKRERBZ. This offer for this class is good through Friday, November. Oh my goodness. My mind is racing today. Let's go with September. September 20th. I wrote 9/22. We're going with September. All right, so here's a little peek at the cards. I'm just going to show you a quick peek at the cards because I don't want to show you everything right now, but this is the first card that we're going to make. And as always, you get some really great card kits from me. I have 2 of each design. They're stuffed with all of the embossing, some die cuts, all your papers are cut, ready to go. So really all you're doing is you're stamping and assembling. You don't have to think about the design. If you don't have these products, you can swap in other items. I always talk a little bit at the beginning about the bones of the card, so your basic items, right? And in this particular class, I have ribbon galore. This is like ribbon. I'm giving you ribbon. Now, normally I don't do ribbon and your embellishment because your embellishment comes when you order 50. So normally I don't, but I was feeling very ribbony this when I designed this class. So we have lots of ribbon. So let's take a look at the bundle real quick because we haven't even talked about the bundle. This is, again, the Rustic Crate. And I had so much fun with this one. And I also was puzzled. This is a puzzle really all in itself. So you've got photopolymer, you've got 3 different focal stamps. We'll call them focal stamps. You've got the pumpkins with the sunflowers and the corn. You've got some herbs. These look like herbs to me. They could be plants if you are, more into plants. There's little roots there. I think that's kind of cute. And then you've got the poinsettia flowers. Now, what's fun about this is that even though there's basically 3 seasons here, none of these sentiments say Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, fall, autumn, none of them, right? We've got For You, Good Things Take Time, Blessed Beyond Measure, and Every Day with You is Better. So they're very generic sentiments. And I really adore this little wood board here as well. So we are going to be playing with a ton of these. These are photopolymer. Oh, you can see that I open it. I always leave my scraps inside. So I played a little bit with poinsettias. I was playing a little bit before I finished. I have 1 stamp left in here that's unmounted. So I'm using every stamp but 1 for today's class. That's a sign of a really good stamp set when I can use almost all of them on a card class. Then I really love it, right? And we are going to be doing a little bit of die cutting tonight too because not everything is done up ahead tonight. So I talked a little bit about this crazy crate, and there are 2 dies that create the crate. These are the 2 dies. And after I did them, I was like, how in the heck do these go together? I actually had to watch a YouTube video because I could not figure it out. You do have some dies that are going to die cut out the shapes from the stamp set. And then you have some bonus dies. I love the bonus dies in this one. This one says hello. So it's a very fine, I didn't play with this one yet, but it is kind of a skinny font. You've got little pieces for your crate. You've got garden gloves. How cool are these? These are really cute. We are playing with those. And then you've got other crate pieces that you can create a handle. You can do the little hardware that goes on your crate. Really cool. This is just an awesome set, Rustic Crate dies. Of course, when you buy the bundle and the stamp set together, you will save 10%. And if you're a demonstrator, you would save even more. So if you ever think about being a demonstrator, ask me those questions because the benefits are awesome. All right, let's talk about our first card kit. This is going to be a thick white card base, and I'm just gonna, oh, actually, I'm gonna tuck my card bases back in. I always have my card bases set aside so that I can just keep rocking and rolling here. Now this is the Fern 3D emboss folder piece. It's kind of hard to see the little fern design on there. And we've got green, and we've got lagoon, we've got ribbon. I love these colors together. Every time I put a card class together and try out some different color combinations, I find new ones that I love. I had no idea that lagoon, olive, and petal would go together so nicely, but they really do. All right, I'm just grabbing out one of everything. You've got all kinds of white pieces here. You actually have 4 that are the same size. So I'm doing one card with you now live, so I'm going to set aside some of those pieces, and we are going to work on this card together to see how this is going to be finished. I'm looking for, I know when I pause for a second, it's because I have to think. I talk a lot. My husband's like, do you ever shut up? So I talk a lot while I'm doing this, obviously. And every now and again, I have to stop and think. So I have to pause my speech just for a second or two, and then I can get going again. So this is Petal Pink. This is Petal Pink ink. I have a Petal Pink blender brush. We're going to just bring out some of this design. So we're going to, I just love adding ink to the cardstock. I just feel like it really makes it fancy. And it's such an easy thing to do. If you have ink and you have brushes or daubers, whatever you've got, right? And you can just add ink to paper, it just changes it up so much. So maybe you can see the pattern a little bit better on here, this kind of leafy pattern. I'll leave a little bit there that's not leafed, if you will. Now remember earlier I said you have 4 pieces in your card kit that are the exact same size. One of them is actually the background piece, and I am going to add, now I didn't re-dip this into my ink, so I just have a little bit left over from inking up this paper, and I'm going to just very softly add a little bit of a hue of color to this. I don't want it to be really, really bright and crazy. I'm just adding a little bit, and I think you can kind of see it more here at the bottom than at the top. But just a little bit of ink on there, you can kind of see it's almost like baby aspirin color, I think. It's pretty. Anyway, so that is Petal Pink ink. I think we are done with that one for now. Let me push this all aside. I have a lot of ink. I have a lot of ink out today. All right, so this piece right here, we're going to talk about our bones first. We're going to just glue this down. So this comes to you embossed. You can add ink if you want, but you don't have to. You can just use it if that's what you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and set this on here, and this is coming on to the right side a little bit over this way, just like so. Now let's talk about this fun green piece right here. So you can see that it needs a lot of love, right? So we're going to bring in Old Olive, and we're going to bring in one of the stamps from the set, this Rustic Crate. This is like a wood grain crate. This is one I said, oh, this is really cool. I like this a lot. So I'm going to just start at the bottom, and I'm going to focus on getting this lined up. If it doesn't work perfectly, it's okay. So you can see here that there's, hopefully you can see, on the outside here, there's like the outside wood boards. They're pretty much the same width as my paper, which was a happy design accident. I had no idea that this was going to fit on here perfectly. And then when it did, I was like, wow, that is so cool. So I'm just going to come up through here. I'm not lining this up absolutely 100% correctly, but it's okay. What I'm doing is I'm just covering my entire piece so it looks like it's got wood planks going all the way up. Now I can see, and you might not be able to pick it out, but I can see that some of these sideboards are really, really crooked. So what I'm going to do to correct that, so that no one really knows, bringing in Old Olive Dauber and my ink, and I'm just going to add more ink onto the sides, and I'm going to kind of push this in a little bit so that it hides wherever those board lines were. Now no one can tell, and I don't know if you can tell, but I need new daubers, and they're on low inventory, so I really need to maybe get some ordered. I've had these for a really long time, and I label them and use them with the same color, but some of them were looking a little rough, so I use them a lot. And then of course we get little pieces that come off and go everywhere. So that's a thing we need to think about, maybe getting some new daubers. So anyway, when you're all said and done, once you've added the ink on the sides, so see how I've come in farther over here, you can no longer tell that it's a little, you know, if it was crooked or not. Actually, I'm going to clean this board up because we are going to use this board on another project later on tonight. So this one's getting double duty today. Make sure it's all clean. Off he goes. And I do clean the rest of my stamps, don't worry. I clean all of my stamps when I'm done. I just don't do that while I'm working here live. I just put them aside and continue on. And then after I get done with the class, I clean up a little bit. All right, so we're just gonna put this on here. And we're laying this on flat, right? So here's some bones to your card right here. Now, if you had this piece on here, which we're not going to put on quite yet, this really shows you the bones of your card. So if you didn't have all of these other pieces, you would be able to do this. Well, also the ribbon. Don't forget the ribbon. So we are going to continue though, and we're going to create all kinds of fun stuff yet. So with this beautiful Lost Lagoon piece, and I did die cut a few things ahead because I wanted to get some of them done. Let me get out my master cup of parts and pieces here and dig through. I gotta find my gloves. Here's my gloves. Check these little guys out. Now this die cuts out the gloves, but I want you to know, well, this is the backwards glove. The good side, actually, they are two left gloves. There's no right glove here. Like none of them are right. They're all left. So you have two left gloves, but this die will cut them out at the same time. So on your little piece of lagoon here, you're going to die cut your little gloves. Super cute little garden gloves, right? So we don't need that right now. I'm going to set that aside. Now we're going to do our stamping, and then we're going to do our crate. So our stamping is going to be in Old Olive, which I left out. And the, what would we want to call these? Herbs, maybe? Whatever you want to call them, right? So this is the paper that matches the size of this paper that we put the petal pink on, just so you're aware. So this is where we're going to do that, and I do have to die cut that. We will get to that point in a little bit here. So let me move that aside. And I'm going to bring in a Stampin' Right marker. Now, I don't use Stampin' Right markers a lot, but I have to tell you, I love the new ones. The new nib tip is the most fantastic thing in the world. So all these little tiny, what do we want to call them? I don't know if they're flowers or sprigs. I'm not sure if my head is in the camera shot right now. I'm trying to do this kind of from a little bit farther away. And of course, I had to take off my glasses because that just makes it easier for me to do this. But I'm just gonna pop this on here real quick and put these on. This is the only coloring I'm doing, so I'm basically just putting dots down. Now, could I use a blend for this? Yes, I could. However, I like to use the blends when I use the Memento ink. The blends and the Memento ink are really nice together. The blends and the watercolor ink, which is what our ink pads are, they sometimes will bleed a little bit. So with these new markers, it's easier to color than ever before. I could never have colored with the nib end previous, but I just added a little bit of this petal pink ink there to the middle, and that's it. This is like easy coloring, but we do have to die cut this, and then we also have to die cut out the pieces for our crate. So let's pop that in here real quick, and then we can finish this card up. I haven't die cut live with you guys in a really long time. So if you haven't seen, if you're new and maybe you haven't, you know, not done a lot of card making, this could be exciting, right? So we're going to just find the die that matches the outline of our greens, or our, what would we want to call those? I think herbs. I'm going with herbs. You guys let me know what you would call them. Would you call them greens? Would you call them plants, flowers? Herbs. I like herbs because I think it's fun to say. And also, I don't know, I think herbs are awesome, right? They add a lot. All right, so die cutting, I was able to do all of those at one time, which is always nice, right? If you have enough room on your platform to put all of the things on at once, then definitely do. So here's what's really cool. When it die cut out, it also die cut out little pieces here, which is nice. So there's like little cutouts here. Bonus, right? I'm gonna just grab out my pieces here so that we can take a look at this puzzle together. And really, this is what this is. This is a puzzle. And seriously, I had these pieces. My husband even came in the craft room and he's like, what are you trying to do? I'm like, I'm trying to figure out like, I feel like these go together, but I can't figure it out. He looked at it for, 30 seconds until he quickly lost interest because I was already scrolling on the interweb and trying to figure it out. And he's like, okay, well, whatever. And I showed him later. I was like, I got it. I learned how to do it. So you get two pieces that look like this. And this is the front of both. Now this piece right here has like some kind of wood grain that embosses into it. And then this piece right here, it's flat on this side. And then of course the rough side is always the back side, right? So these actually go together, and I could not for the life of me, like if you were looking at these and I told you make a crate with these, I mean, obviously these are tabs, right? So these are tabs, but I folded them the wrong way because I thought they went the opposite way. They actually fold inward like this. So this is, again, this is the front. All of the little tabbies are going to fold in like so. And I had them backwards when I was trying to do this. So I learned there's somebody out there smarter than me. So we're going to put a little dab of glue on the tabs. And the long one is you got a couple longer ones here at the bottom. And then you got these two little short ones on each side. So once you've got all the glue on there, this goes right over top. So they're all ready to go. So you're basically just lining up the front over top of the back, and making sure that the glue, don't over glue. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, that is a rough thing to do. So we're going to let this sit together here for a second, but I'm going to show you that it's not a crate that's going to sit up, but it is a crate that you can see, right? It's got a little bit of depth and dimension, and now we can tuck our herbs inside. See how cool that is? I just thought that was super cool. All right, so we've got that done. Let's see what else we need to do to finish up our card. Now that I've shared with you the secret of the crate, let's talk about our ribbon real quick. So we're going to make like a little faux bow because it's going to wrap around here. So basically we're going to take our ribbon, we're going to bring it up in a circle, trying to get it straight here, into a circle and tie it over like this. Okay, so we're leaving, yep, that's what we're doing. We're leaving this little like circly loop here at the bottom, and we're just going to re-knot the top here because we want a top knot. Okay, so we want the top knot to be up high, and I always push it up a little bit if I can. So right now this is what we have. We have an O and we have two bunny ears. So this is like our pretend bunny. Okay, now to put this on here and wrap it around, what we're going to do is we're going to find some scissors that will cut ribbon, and that's always helpful. And we're going to decide where on this paper we want our knot to go, and I want it to go right about here. So I'm just going to set this on here. I've got my knot right here, and I know that if I cut my ribbon here, this little piece will come around and tuck on this side, and this piece that I have left over will come and wrap this way. So that is just how you can do that little fake knot without having to go all the way around to the back side. So we're going to go ahead and bring back in my silicone mat and some tape. And we're going to put some tape here on this ribbon. Oh, actually, before we do that, we're going to stamp our sentiment, because once my ribbon is on there, it might be a little bit harder. Good things take time. This is going to be an old olive. This is going to go directly on that little piece that we put some petal pink on to soften it up a little bit. And I feel like with the herbs that I think that the thyme should be spelled T-H-Y-M-E. I don't know if anybody else thinks that too or not, but when I saw that, I was like, man, that should be like thyme, like the herb, right? But it also it goes really well with the whole card here. So I think we're done with that now. We can put that one away again, and now we're going to do the tape on the bow or ribbon. And we should probably take the end off. I'm having a day. It's one of those days, you guys. I'm like, it's been a day. We're just going to go with that. Good days, bad days. Today's not been a great day, but you know what? I was making the cards for this class, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, we don't always stamp under the happiest of circumstances, right? We stamp sometimes when we're sad. Normally I'm on here really perky and kind of crazy and, all that good stuff. And there, I have days too where I'm just not at my best, but I am on here making cards because it does make me happier, and I love spending time with you guys. So I hope that if I'm not my perky self, that you will forgive me and understand that I also have some bad days. So there we go. Our ribbon turned out really nicely. Love it. I'm just going to trim this up a little bit. Isn't that the cutest? Good things take time. I love it. All right, we're going to finish up this card and then we're going to be moving on to the next one. Let me move this aside. Tape aside. Okay, this is going to go on here with the dimensionals because, right, dimensionals. I have a new pack. I've been playing very heavily in the craft room. I don't know if you can hear my Christmas music. If it's too loud, I probably could turn it down a little bit, but I do like to listen to choir music. It's very relaxing to me. It's you know, like what you would hear in church, the choir. Oh, it's just gorgeous. I love it. And it's Christmas because that's my jam. I love the Christmas music all year round. So there we go. All right, that's on with dimensionals. Now we're going to talk about our little box here. If you want your herbs to be popped forward, you're going to want to put dimensionals on the back of it toward the bottom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop this into our box. And we're going to make sure that the dimensionals catch the back of it so that it's more popped forward, if that makes sense. I'm also going to put one, as I put this on my card, I'm going to put this one right here to keep my herbs up a little bit. How cute is that, right? So this is going to go on here, and I probably could have put my ribbon down a little bit lower. This is going to be up high. Maybe I'll move it under. No, I can't really get it underneath there. Well, this one will just be a little bit higher. I'm actually going to turn it this way a little bit too. No two cards are the same. It probably would help if I put more glue on here too. Okay, let's try adhering it with adhesive. It's always like, it's like some days I feel like I'm brand new, like I've never stamped before in my life. All right, I know we all have days like that. I had an in-person class on Saturday, and I feel you guys when you're here at class and you're like, oh, nothing is turning out right. I mean, I want you to know I have days like that too. We're all the same. We really are. We're all the same. All right, so now we're going to put our little gloves on. Now again, these are like left-handed gloves, and I'm going to just pop them off here to the side. So I'm going to put a little glue there and catch one of my gloves. And we're going to do the next one here and pop this one on kind of over top. So we're just kind of layering them like somebody just took them off and flopped them down there. And I kind of hid some of my ribbons. So we're going to fix my ribbon a little bit. There we go. We're coming along here. No, I need to find some bling. I know I had bling somewhere. So these are the Rustic Metallic Dots. And how fun is it that we're using the Rustic Crate Bundle? So I figured what we would do is, I think I might mix it up. I like to mix it up sometimes, right? Well, rustic, right? I'm going with the rustic things today. I'm going to change up my embellishments. I always call them dimensionals at the end. I'm changing them up. So I made my little triangle on this card of embellishments, and on this card I have them 3 in a row here because sometimes I like to do things just in a row. But there is our very first card. Good things take time, right? And that is card number 1. Let me make sure. I'm going to just pop back over here real quickly, make sure that I have everything up and going properly. Okay, good. The gloves are adorable, Rhonda. Aren't they so cute? That's so awesome. Okay, good deal. And I will read all your comments later. I think I saw a couple people wanted the autumn kit, so I will make sure that I get you on my list. So this is the first card. I'm going to set this aside now. We're going to move into the second card. Now the second card, I'm going to be doing a little coloring with you tonight. So let me see if I can find my card to show you. This one is a great one for people who love sunflowers and pumpkins, right? This is Epic Fall, and I love these colors. We have Pecan Pie. This is that pretty peacock. It is designer paper, so by the way. So if you really like that side better, I don't know why you would, but there it is. So let's check out our card kit here. 2 of everything as always. Now on this one I used the deckled rectangles, and I want to just show those to you if I can find them. Deckled rectangles somewhere in my craft room. Oh my goodness, I know I had them out. These are new. Where did I have them? Okay, well, if I find them, if I come across them, I'm going to show them to you because they're huge and ginormous. And I know that there was people that were asking about them a little bit. I've seen some other demonstrators use them in very clever ways because they are like, they're the hugest pack of, I probably buried them. I I found them. I found them. Okay. Deckled circles. These are deckled circles. I call them rectangles. We have rectangles and I love them. These are circles and check out how big these are. They're like ginormous. Ginormous, right? So let me just share with you how the ginormousness of this, right? So this is the biggest one. It would not fit on a card. Like, hello, this will not fit on your A2 size card. It's huge. But there's been some really clever things done with them and I can't wait to try them out. But I did use these. I love them because they've got like that little bit of a crooked edge to them. It looks like they were kind of scissored out maybe with, you know, how those, you have scissors. I have some of those scissors that have decorative edges. That's what it looks like, but it's a perfect circle, of course, which makes it easy because I can't do perfect circles. All right, so you're getting pecan pie ribbon, so pretty. You're getting some designer paper, all kinds of pieces to do different things with. And again, I'm going to apologize that I didn't die cut everything and I don't have everything exactly. Like sometimes these classes are pretty quick because, well, we're doing 3 cards in an hour. That's not super fast, but at the same time, I try to have as much done as I can. And we're going to do more together tonight. So hopefully you guys don't mind hanging out with me a little bit here in the craft room today. Trying to move things aside and not lose them. Okay, so gorgeous card, right? We are going to, let's do the easy stuff first. I love the easy stuff. And I also love layers. If you didn't know that about me, I adore layers. And they can be simple layers like this. Simple layer, right? Going on a pecan pie card front. And there we go, simple layers, but there's layers and they're pretty. I just feel like it adds a lot of richness to the card. I love the white on this one. It really makes these 2 colors pop. I needed the white in there because they are such dark colors. And of course, this little gingham rim, this is making a huge splash in my cards because I do adore the gingham. And every time I do this, and you guys know this if you've been following me for a little bit, like, right, I'm going to switch it up. So I'm going to use the little pattern up this time. And on my original card here, I have the big pattern. I typically like the big pattern better. This is my go-to, but I like to try different things, especially when I'm live because, you know, why not, right? And let's see what happens. So we have some different things here. These are all die cut pieces. So you would be die cutting. Let me check my pile here. I did do some ahead. I didn't do all of them, but I do have my little crate. So we're gonna do another repeat performance on the crate if you missed it. This time we have the little handle and we have little tiny, like some of these things are so tiny, little tiny pieces of hardware that are going to go on our crate. So that's what these pieces are for in your card kits. And again, if you don't have, if you're not doing this particular bundle, you can substitute in whatever you like. We have a circle, right? So here's our bones. You have, this is what you for sure have. You have ribbon and these pretty things right here. The rest of these things are sentiment pieces and our little sunflower stamps. So let's bring this one in, and it has pumpkins on it too, but are we not focusing on the sunflowers? I feel like the sunflowers is the best part. So we're going to do Memento this time, and I'm actually going to color these with some Stampin' Blends. So you're going to get a little Stampin' Blend class in here today too. So we're going to just Memento ink. This is going to go on this piece of white cardstock, and that's going to be die cut also. So we are going to die cut this one. Ooh, how pretty is that? It's like begging to be colored. Now on this little scrap right here, I would like to, I'd like a smaller piece of paper if I can find one. I don't want to bring in my big paper again. Let's redo a repeater. We're going to actually just focus on this little sunflower right here. And I want this actually I should say the front, the big sunflower, this one right here. We're going to just put this on another piece of cardstock. This is extra credit. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, you know, if you have this bundle, I should say, right? This will be extra credit, but we're going to color these up real quick. So let me bring in all kinds of pretty colors. And basically like the fall colors that you would think of, right? So we've got pumpkin pie, we've got all kinds of good colors here. We're going to focus on this one first though. Let's do the sunflower centers. This is the SU100. So Stampin' Up has, SU is Stampin' Up in case you didn't know that. Stampin' Up has a whole set, I think there's 10 brown colors. So they're not in the color family, but they're different shades of browns. They are perfect for critters, perfect for hair, perfect for skin tones. I mean, they're perfect for all kinds of stuff. Today, they're perfect to color in the center of our sunflower. So that's the SU100. I think this is the darkest brown that's in that whole collection. Let's do our pumpkins next because those are fun. So these, I'm using the pumpkin pie. I'm just gonna, I always color with the nib end, like pretty much always, because it's, when you press down on it, it doesn't fray. Like the other end is the brush end and it will fray. If you press down on it and give it any pressure, it gets a little snarly. And you know, you don't want that. You want good quality coloring items. So just make sure you're being careful and taking care of your blends. You also want to make sure you cover them up when you're done coloring immediately, because these are alcohol based and the alcohol will evaporate, right? So you don't want to lose your ink. So you cover them when you're done. And then we're going to bring in the dark. They come in two shades. Well, I should say two shades. It's the same color. You get a dark and a light. So this is the dark pumpkin pie that I'm coming in next. And I'm just going to come through here and I'm just going to add a little bit of highlights here, basically where the lines are. Nothing fancy, right? But it does give you the two-tone look there, so you can kind of see the two tones of pumpkin, and that's how easy it is. Now you could go back over it with a light one if you want to. I'm not going to do that right now. We are going to do the sunflowers next. We're going to do the same concept, a light and dark daffodil. So again, nib end, and I'm just going to come in here real quick and throw down some color here. Now I'm not trying to get every little nook and cranny because I'm going to come in with the dark one, so there's no need to, you know, make sure that like every little detail is covered up right now. So we're just going to scribble this down. We're going to do this guy up here too, because we're going to fussy cut him and we're going to pop him onto the front of our crate. I'm going to come in with the dark daffodil and I'm just going to kind of cover up some of the spots here that I might have missed, which is typically the edges, because I usually don't try to go all the way to the edge. And then I'm going to catch the lines here that are in the sunflower design, so that the stamp actually has some lines here that we can follow a little bit, which is nice. So I'm just going to add in some dark color here. So again, it looks kind of two-tone. And we're going to do the same thing here. So you can see the difference here between, whoops, just having one color and then having the second color go over top. It totally adds a lot to the depth, the dimension, and it's really easy. I know that there's lots of different things you can color with out there. The Stampin' blends are one of the easiest things because you get two colors, so you don't have to guess like what goes together, what looks nice together, and they're just so simple to use. All right, that one's done. We're going to do some greens now. I have Old Olive, so again I'm going to start with the light, and we're going to do the leaves. Again, we're just scribbling down, so this doesn't have to take super long. Now, if you love to color, you can certainly take your time, enjoy it. I'm kind of a speedy colorer. I'm like, okay, let's color this in and let's move on. So I don't take a lot of time typically to color, and I feel like my results they're good enough. I'm happy with that. All right, so I'm just adding like a little bit of extra green in here wherever I might have missed, and then I'm going to kind of come through these lines here and add a little bit here. Now this is a little bit more of a rough color than I did on my original card, but you're getting the good idea of how I'm doing this. Now I'm going to bring in the wild wheat and lastly Cajun craze. So I'm going to start with the wild wheat, the light wild wheat, and I'm going to just kind of color down some of this corn, and I'm going to come in with the dark one here, and I'm going to color some more corn, and maybe just add, sometimes I'm just tapping with the tip here, just kind of tapping, because it leaves little dots, right? So sometimes you just tap it on there, and that's what's so nice again about the nib end. Let's do the dark Cajun. We're gonna add some other color here. We're gonna kind of popcorn up our, now this is like the Indian corn colors, right? So it's got the reds and the pretty colors in it. I kind of dotted over onto my leaf, but that's okay. You get the idea. So there is our pretty design all ready to go. We did some quick coloring that didn't take too long. And next we're going to do, we got to die cut this out, and then we got to assemble our crate, and we're having a good time here tonight. I know it. This one unfortunately does not have a die, so we're going to look for the one that does the pumpkins here. So you can see on my very first card I just did Old Olive ink. So we did the herbs, right? I did Old Olive ink and I used the marker and I colored in briefly, just the tiniest little bit of petal pink. This one I used Memento ink. Oh my goodness. I did not do a good die cutting job, but it's okay because fortunately I chopped off the bottom, but the bottom actually goes into our little crate. So thank goodness we have a little crate for that to sit into. So this is just another way that you can do work with this stamp set, right? You can, so I'm showing you different ways you can color it basically and use, you know, these great images. And you can definitely, you know, if you like to fussy cut, go ahead and fussy cut. This is, like I said, extra credit. I'm giving you the paper in your kit. If you are like, nope, I am not doing that, then you don't have to. We're just going to kind of follow the lines here of this big flower, just like so. Boom. It's going to go on there. It's going to be pretty. And now we're going to put our crate together. So this one's going to have the handle. I'll bring the card back in so you can see it again. So just like the first one, we are going to pull our little tabs here to the front. So, which is totally opposite of what I thought we would be doing. So now that I know this, they all go to the front. You can push them down a little bit, and we're going to add some glue. Just a little bit of glue here on each of these. So this might be a little bit easier to see the glue on this one than the first one. The first one I did was the white card, or the white crate, so it might have been harder to see where all of the glue was. But I think you got the good idea. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just press that down and secure that a little bit. And I just love, I think it's the coolest thing, right? This little oblong crate. I mean, I thought about just using the front, but it doesn't seem quite finished until you add the back on. I don't know what it is about it, but it just doesn't seem finished. Now to do this, this is like the thinnest handle in the world. Now, of course, you could use some of that sticky adhesive strip stuff or whatever, but really all you need to do is pop this over, and we're going to add some glue to the back, maybe on each side here. And we're going to just pop this handle into the glue, and we're going to set it aside for a little bit, maybe even. We'll see how that goes for us. Probably could have put a little bit more glue over here even. Okay, we're going to let that set for a minute. That's just going to set. We're good with that. We are going to talk about our sentiment piece, and oh, we got to add those in too. And then we're going to do a little bit of sponging on our circle here. So this is Daffodil Delight. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but my little circle here has like a little sunshine look to it. So Daffodil Delight, I'm just going to bring in a dauber. Oh, look at that. It's just sticking to my fingers now. All right, blending brush, just a little bit in the center here. Again, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm just going to create that little sunshine effect here right in the middle. And that's really all I need, just that little bit. Okay, this is going to go on with dimensionals, but before we do that, let's see if I can get this to come on here. That might help to hold down my little gluey things, my little gluey handle here. So we're going to just go ahead and put some adhesive on here. This is going to come on here, just about so. I'm going to squish it around here. I like the glue because we have a little bit of wiggling room, right? My handle might be a little crooked, but we're going to go with this. We're all going with it. Now remember how I die cut this terribly low, and I have a lot of void up here, but I am definitely okay with that. We're going to just, once we pop this into the crate, it doesn't matter that this got chopped off. So that was kind of a little happy accident. Now I'm going to put this one on more toward the back of the basket and not the front. And you want to tuck this one down in enough so that on the side here where there's this little slit, that, you know, it doesn't look like this piece is floating in the middle of the air, right? So you want to make sure that that's okay. And then this little sunflower, we're going to pop on with a dimensional. So this is going to cover, so you can see the sunflower is tucked under. Once I put the fussy cut one, the fancy fussy cut one on top, it makes a big difference, right? So here's before and here's after. So it really is worth coloring an extra one and popping that on there. So now we're going to look for Pretty Peacock ink, and Blessed Beyond Measure is our sentiment. Blessed Beyond Measure, and we're going to just go ahead and put this onto, I love the font here. I know I talk about font a lot, but this one is a great one too. It's upside down right now, so you can't see it, but you'll see it in a minute when I flip it back over. Hopefully it didn't smear. Beautiful. I love it. Blessed Beyond Measure. I feel like we should all feel this way. Blessed Beyond Measure. I'm going to go ahead and snip an angle there. Okay, so that one's good to go. And now we're just going to finish putting this together real quick. I need dimensionals on the back of this circle. I think maybe 4. It's kind of a bigger size circle, right? So we'll do 4 on there. Grab those off. So this is just going to pop on over here. And let's see, I'm going to put it right about here, I think. Beautiful. Now we're going to put our little Blessed Beyond Measure is going to come right down here. So I am going to need some dimensionals on part of it. So this part right here, I think I need a couple. I think I can fit two dimensionals right about there, right? Yeah, I sure can. And then we'll add glue to the rest where it's going to kind of hit the circle. I think I did that incorrectly. It should have been more at the top. But there we go. I might even push this up a little bit. May cover a little bit of my basket, but there we go. Blessed Beyond Measure, and then one more dimensional for our little sunflower. Oh, I forgot the little, oh my goodness. Okay. This is very detailed, right? So we've got these cute little, well, I'm calling it hardware. And they have, you just need the tiniest bit of glue, like top and bottom. That's a lot. That's kind of a lot of glue. I'm just going to use my reverse tweezers and hold on to it until I'm ready to put it down. So these reverse tweezers have been like a lifesaver. Highly recommend these. These are great. And I'm just going to kind of bring this down here, and once I have it kind of in the area that I want it to go, I'm going to just release my reverse tweezers, and that's going to hopefully stay on my basket. I was a little generous with the glue, so it's a little gluey right now. Oh, it's very gluey. So there we go. We're going to try to get that back on there and convince it that it should stay on the basket. There, that's a little bit better. Okay, we're going to do the next one. So again, these are very fine details, but boy, it does add a lot, right? So there's not a lot of wiggle room here. Okay, reverse tweezer is going to hold in the middle because I have glue on 2 ends. And I'm just going to hold this while I bring this in, look for the spot I want it to go, and then release my little tweezers. And also extra glue. It is the day of excess glue, I think. This will be a cleanup card later on, but you can see those cute little crate details on there, which is awesome. All right, so what are we missing, Julie? We are missing the ribbon, and we're gonna make a quick bow. We're gonna make a very nice bow, really. There we go. It's coming along. I just need to adjust my ends a little bit here. And then we're going to trim this out. There we go. So that's pretty good. We're going to just cut here. We're going to angle this one a little bit more because it could use it. Okay. And then the ribbon's just going to come up here, and it's going to like kind of cover up some of my gluey mess, but not my basket and all that good stuff. And it'd be just nicely accenting the card. And of course, if you want to change up your bow placement, you sure can. There we go. I'm going to kind of put it up there. Actually, yeah, I'm going to let that cover up some of my little glue mess there. It's kind of just a cute little bow coming down there. And then we have our bling. So our bling's coming back in. Our beautiful little rustic metallic dots. So this is a nice mix. You've got some large ones in here, and you've got some small ones, right? Just like most of the embellishments. You can choose which ones you want. And of course, when you have your own whole set of embellishments, you just go crazy. You can add however many you want. But oh, we forgot the sunflower. I forgot the sunflower to pop back up here. That's right. I was worried about the little crate pieces and then the sunflower. Okay. And then we have a nice card. So that turned out pretty well, right? I just love these colors together. I think they're really pretty. My reverse tweezers, I'd say, you know, get a pair of those and start using those. I've seen people use them in ribbon making too. It's like having the finger in the middle of your ribbon. People use those reverse tweezers kind of in that method or manner, if you will. And I think they're super handy. So just checking in. Hi, Mary. I'm glad you're liking the cards tonight. Wait till you see the last one. Oh my gosh. I always save the best for last, but right now I can't find it. Here's the card kit. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. It's like a Christmas card, and it's shiny and pretty too, right? I'm not completely happy with how this turned out. So I'm going to do a few things a little differently here as we get into this last card, because I like to change things up. And if I'm not happy with it, I only make one of these before my class. I make one and I'm like, okay, I cut up all the pieces to share with you and show what you're going to use. And then I walk away and I'm like, you know what, when I get to the point where I'm going to make these cards live, I will correct whatever I didn't like and change it all up. Now this paper is fantastically beautiful. It is one-sided. So, I mean, the design is on one side, the other side is white. So it's really meant to use this side. This is the some of the specialty paper in the annual catalog. Paper shares, I'm getting more product in this week. So paper shares are coming soon, guys, if you've got a paper share. I will be shipping them by the end of the week. So let me just divvy up here things. I've got sticky fingers, so things are like sticking to my fingers and then bouncing backwards. So this again is that glimmer paper. This is specialty paper. It's in the online store. It's not in the catalog. The online store has extra paper. If you haven't seen it yet, it's fantastic. And it's got the adhesive on the back, so it's really cool. All right, I think I have everything separated out for this one. So let us find my card base and start this card. So Cherry Cobbler, great color for Christmas. It's a really rich color. If you're a fan of deeper reds, you're going to want Cherry Cobbler rather than Real Red. Now I know like Real Red is also awesome, but sometimes I love the Cherry Cobbler, right? So we're going to make this Cherry Cobbler even darker. Now you're going to get this embossed piece in your card kit. It is one of those basic 3D embossing folders. And when I say basic, I mean like it's a set of 3. And this is kind of like the little star or flower design, which I adore. We're going to bring in Cherry Cobbler and we're going to make the Cherry Cobbler darker. So let me just show you real quickly. If we didn't do anything to it, you'd be putting this on this piece and it's a little bit flatter, right? This is the piece that has extra ink. So it's got extra dark too, right? So we're just going to come in. I think you can see from my paper that I'm using as my background paper that I have been using the reds and I've been using the browns. So you want to definitely have a big piece of paper behind as you're doing this, because your sponge is coming kind of to this, like a good inch or two out and a good inch or two in, right? So you're not just focusing on just this part, you're focusing on kind of bigger, loopier circles. And that way you're getting a nice blend of ink, right? So it's not like all super dark in one confined area. You're just kind of doing that. And I love it. So you can kind of see right here in the middle, hopefully you can see, it's still the original color. So it's still, I like to leave a little bit of light there to see how far I've come. It's kind of that gauge. So we are going to put this on, not yet. No, we're not going to put this on yet. I'm just looking at my original here and remembering what I wanted to do different this time. So you have a piece of vanilla. So this vanilla is just kind of predominantly through these kits. We have this beautiful piece right here. I'm just assessing here for a second. Well, I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking. We're gonna glue some of these together though, because this is the bones of your card. No matter what you use, whether you get this one or not, for the bundle, you can change it up, of course, but this is the bones. Now I'm gonna leave the designer paper. I'm not pushing it all the way to the top. I'm leaving like 1/8 of an inch. I'm leaving more on the bottom, and that's so I can get my ribbon across here and make it really pretty. So speaking of ribbon, you've got tons of ribbon here. I shouldn't say tons. What you're going to do is you're going to wrap it. That's what I probably meant to say. You have enough to wrap it. So you're just going to leave a little bit on one side. You're going to leave a little bit on the other side, and you're going to use the rest of this for your bow. So if I can find my silicone mat, you know, I have 2 of them. You'd think I could find one, right? All my blends are sitting on one. We're gonna bring in our tape again. I love the silicone mat because all the sticky stuff comes right off of it, and it's really great for when I put the tape on the bows and the ribbons or do the little tiny fussy things. So we're adding this, and it's just really rich and elegant looking. We've got the beautiful paper, we've got the ribbon with the same sparkly gold. Just add a little bit of tape to the back and then wrap. So that's the wrapping part. And then this is going to come on here. And this is where I'm trying to decide what I think I'm going to put this on here, and then I'm going to pop this on dimensionals. That's what I'm going to do. I made my original card no dimensionals, like 0. It's everything on it is flat. So try to keep it in so you can see it. Everything on it is flatter than flat. Like there's 0 dimensionals. So you can make these cards without dimensionals, but when I got done, I just felt like it was missing. It just needed more something. I feel like I probably have dimensionals out. I do. Okay, so these are going to come on here on the back. We're going to pop this up. So we're going to check out the popped up version versus the flat version. And we're going to see which one we like better. Now, on camera, it may not look any different, but I tell you in person, totally different, right? Just trying to make sure, did I get all these? I think I did. They seem to be quite sticky. I think we're good. All right, we're going to make sure we know which way our card opens because I want this ribbon to be on the bottom. And we're going to add this layer onto our cherry cobbler base. And it almost looks like we have 2 different colors of cherry cobbler because technically we do, right? We darkened one down. I already love this better. Okay, that's what was missing. It needed to be popped up. Okay, I don't know why I just ran out of dimensional steam, I guess. I got to the point where I was like, you know what, maybe I'm good on dimensionals. So let's talk about more things in your card kit. We have these pieces right here. We have this, okay, we're gonna stamp on these. Oh, this is that, okay, yep, and that's that. Okay, just making sure I know what I'm doing here. Let's talk about the pecan pie first. We're gonna bring in pecan pie ink here, and remember earlier I used this little wooden slat. We used it in green. We did a whole like row of them. This time we're only doing one. There is a die that will cut out this exact same shape, which is awesome. So here it is, and we're going to cut that out in a second. I'm trying to think, do I need this one? Technically I don't. I have the, no I do, I lied. I do need pecan pie back. That's okay. We're going to stamp on these next. Now we're going to bring in, again, we've got Mossy Meadow cardstock here with Mossy Meadow ink. And we're going to do our poinsettia, which you might think like, why are you doing green flowers? Well, technically I'm not doing green flowers. I'm doing green leaves. So you can see in my card over here, I have green leaves, right? So I need one of these. We're going to die cut that. I'm going to clean up my stamp really quick because we're going to use the same stamp. Just make sure I get all the ink off of it because I'm coming to another color. So I hope you like my pretty flowers because they're definitely not red. You may have seen when I opened my case earlier, I did try red flowers, but I felt like they were super dark. So I changed the look. I wanted that like white with that little pink tone, that little pink tint. So this piece of Very Vanilla, we have pecan pie ink over here. I'm going to stamp off, so I'm getting rid of a bunch of ink using 2nd generation ink, and I'm stamping over here, and I'm getting a very faint light outline. So this is the little outline that is here in my flowers. So that's how you're going to get that look. We're going to come back in, of course, with some other ink and make it pink, but I think I have everything I need to die cut. So we're going to set this aside, push this over for a minute, and we're going to bring the machine back in. We're going to die cut some stuff. Okay, let me move my paper because that just wobble wobbles all over the place when I have the big machine in here. So here we go. I have this all set up now. I will have to run this through twice because there is only one die for the poinsettia outline. So we'll run that through twice. Let me see if I got that. I think that's upside down. Let's go this way. So you're just kind of puzzle piecing it, making sure it fits the outline. As mentioned earlier, I do have the crate. The crate does have like little knobs at the top. You can see little tiny knobs on each side. So when you look at the die, there's also kind of looks like a loaf of bread to me. I don't know. I like food, so I see a loaf of bread. When I look at that die, I see bread. It's always kind of fun to look at your dies and go, what do you see? It's like looking at clouds, right? You're like, what is in this shape, right? All right, so let me get rid of these guys. Push those aside. I want this die back out. We'll get rid of my scrappies. We will put the loaf of bread die away, and then we will cut out one more time through. This is our leaves. See if I can get them on there. Good. Now I did already die cut the gold piece and the white sentiment piece. I'm going to talk to you about it, but I'm not going to do that die cutting. That'll just save us a couple of minutes here probably, because my goodness, time is flying tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and keeping me company in my craft room. I really appreciate you guys. Like, more than you know, like more than you know. I really always look forward to doing these live demonstrations to inspire you, but also just to, just I love the interactions. I love talking with you, and it's just a really nice thing. I'd be really lonely if I didn't have you guys, by the way. So you guys are awesome. I just wanted to share that with you in case you're like, does this girl ever stop? Like, nope. And I don't think I'm ever going to. So you're stuck with me as long as you want to watch me. So that's how quick it was to trim the flowers. I hope you saw that. I trimmed off just this much, and it was super quick and easy, right? These are the flowers. They're going to come over here over top of our leaves, and so simple. Now to make them a little bit pinker, I'm bringing in Flirty Flamingo and a dauber that's not labeled, but I know this is my pink. And I'm just going to come in here and just the tips here a little bit, right? That pretty pink. Those, oh, I love those poinsettias that are like the whitish ones, the cream colored ones, right? With a little bit of pink in them, like, oh, gorgeous. Now I did the outside, but it looks a little odd, right? It doesn't quite look good yet. So now that I've done the outside and I don't have as much ink on here, I'm just going to very gently kind of go flat rather than the side. So when I'm doing the outside, I'm going up and down this way. Now, because I want to just add a little bit of ink here and blush up my flowers a little bit, I'm going a little bit flat and a little bit lighter. I'm not going to be too heavy with my color, and just kind of add a little bit more just to kind of help to make the lines not quite as harsh. So we'll just add a little bit of pink there, kind of blend them down a little bit. And then there's more. I'm going to bring in my dark Daffodil Delight blend, and I'm going to hit the center of these flowers. So there's like little tiny seeds almost right in the center. So they definitely need a little love. And to add even more bling, because this is a Christmas card and it should have a lot, right? We're going to bring in Wink of Stella, and we're going to just blend in. Hopefully I got some Wink of Stella left in here. Wink of Stella is one of those high commodity items that are like out of stock a lot. And as we head into the holiday season where we're like, we want blingy cards, Wink of Stella is kind of important. So I'm hoping it comes back in again. I think I might need a new one. But I am getting some of this glitter on here. Now what's nice is that it also kind of helps to blend in the ink a little bit too, because it's a wet application. So it adds the sparkle. It adds the sparkle, and it also just kind of helps to blend the inks together. So how pretty and how simple. I hope you think that was simple, because I really feel like that was pretty simple. Now on these dies, which I have a mess over here, like I'm just stacking stuff up everywhere. These are the ones we used on the second card that we did with the pumpkins. This one right here and this one right here are the ones that you're going to be using in your card kits. So you're getting a piece of gold. Remember I said it's that super fun paper, right? Basically this is what you're getting. You're getting this piece right here. So you're going to be able to die cut out this piece and die cut out this piece, and you're going to come up with, and this is what's so cool, when you die cut out the sentiment piece, these are the pieces you're getting. You're actually getting just like 3 pieces to this thing. I'm trying to remember now. 3 pieces? Yes. I think there's like these 3 pieces right here. I know they're tiny, but this thing cuts out like a lot of things. And then we have these little guys. I know everything's so tiny right now. I have them set aside so that I could just pop them on here. Hopefully I have another one of those little bling pieces. Here it is. All right, so these are super tiny and they're going to go on our crate. But the beautiful thing is that you just peel off the back, right? And now it's sticky. So you're good to go. I think there's like a little, hold please. I'm going to flip my tool over here, get my pokey thing out. And there's like a little piece of, there's a little piece in there. All right, so we're going to just pop this on here. So this is that shiny gold. I mean, like just beautiful. And same thing with this one. So we don't have to worry about the glue, much as we did the other card there with the pumpkins, and I had glue everywhere, right? This has automatic sticking power. That's what I like. So here's our little, like the edges of our crate, right? So we're adding the golden touches. Now, I also am giving you a little piece of white. So if you got this white in your kit, and you're like, what am I doing? This is designed to do this. So basically I want you to grab out the For You stamp. It's in the stamp set. I stamped this in pecan pie, right? So these pieces are what creates this little tiny For You right here. So if you do it twice, you're able to get a frame and a background piece. And of course the back, this gold piece right here again has the sticky stuff. This is a really tiny little for you. Like, I mean, it is so tiny. But it does fit on here. We're going to line these up. We are going to line these up. This is my positive affirmation. We are going to line these up. They're going to be beautiful. And there it goes, just like that. Whoop, I just dropped it. Okay, just like that. It's a little crooked, but it could be adjusted. I might adjust this later. I know we're running late. It'll come off. It'll come off, and I'm going to adjust it now. Apparently I'm adjusting it now. Sorry, everybody. Like, sorry. I know I'm a little goofy sometimes. Okay, there, so much better, right? Look at that. And you still have some cutout pieces here that you could do whatever with. These have, again, these have the adhesive on them, so you're good to go. These are the tiniest little dies. I'm so afraid I'm gonna like lose them. Let's finish our assembly here so that we can button up our evening and see how gorgeous this all is. Now, I already did some dimensionals on here that's different from my original card, and I'm not done yet. I'm going to do more yet. So the little for you, it's so cute, right? It fits right on this little crate, just like so. And I think I'm going to put some dimensionals on this now, because now I'm feeling like dimensionally again. I don't know what happened, and I lost my dimensional jive for a minute, like just couldn't do it. Now I'm doing it. We're back to it. All right, so for you, we're going to put our little crate right about here. All right, now we have our background. I forgot, we're gonna do one more thing. This is the XL extra long class today. We're gonna bring in Mossy Meadow, and then I promise you we're almost done. Dauber, check. This just needs help, right? The outline of this needs more green. It just looks very not green enough. I think green is a thing. We're gonna green it. So I'm just gonna go along the outside edges here. Probably didn't really need to do the top because some of this is going to be, but look, so much better, right? So much better. And it really pops now. So we're just, you can picture these, the dark green, just lovely, absolutely adorable. Now I'm trying to decide, I think I'm going to put this flat and then maybe I'm going to pop this up. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. More dimension, please. So this will go down flat. That's no worries. And I'm going to kind of tuck it into my crate as much as I can, right? So it's in the crate a little bit there, so it doesn't look like it's floating. But this guy right here, we're going to do dimensionals. And 2. And we're almost done with our class. I hope you guys love these cards tonight. So I did 3. I shared 3 cards. And don't forget, they are part of my weekly card class offer. If you love them, you just place an order in my online store using my host code, and you get 6 card kits in the I'm mailing them to you. You get the whole card kit. Everything's embossed, die cut, whatever. I just don't have, I'm not doing the die cutting and the stamping, of course, from the featured bundle. So swap in what you want or get this one. I think this is a really fun bundle. It's very versatile. I mean, like all seasons, right? And so if you know somebody that has a birthday, spring, summer, winter, fall, pretty sure you're covered, because these are really not holiday stamps. They are like kind of more all-season stamps. I'm not sure what's happening with my bow here, but we're gonna just we're going with it here, and just angle that maybe a little bit more, and then we're gonna pop this on there, and it's just so pretty, right? So that's for, oh, and it's some bling. So $35 order with my host code gets you these 6 card kits. That's like a banging deal, like really good deal, because there's a lot to these kits. They're not simple card kits, but they're simple to use. So if you're like, whoa, this is a lot, basically you need to glue things. You can stamp a few things. Use this video as your directions, right? So when you get your kits, you can rewatch this if you're like, what goes where? I do send out an email with PDF tutorial card recipes. You can print them, save them. You can use these recipes. These same recipes can be used over and over again in different cards, right? They don't have to be just this card. So there is our poinsettia card. I want to make sure I don't make a mess here as I get all the cards out. Let's take a look at our class. Oh, and this is the popped up version. So the one on the right is popped up, and the one on the left is flat, and I really like the popped up version better. And then we did the sunflower and pumpkins, and we started our card class with good things take time. So those are the 6 kits right there. 6 card kits coming your way with your order this week in my online store. So awesome. Let me switch over back to me. This is a long class. Yes, this was a long class. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really needed this. I needed this crafting therapy time with you. I told you earlier I was having a bad day. I needed the craft therapy today, like huge. hugely. I know we don't always stamp when we're happy. I feel like stamping makes us happy, but sometimes you're stamping under sad circumstances and you're making those sympathy cards, or things are not good in your life, and the stamping helps. I'm just saying here, stamping helps. I'm trying so hard. I'm going to hold this together just a little bit longer. Not crying online here. We're all good. Thanks for spending time with me. I'm glad you guys enjoyed these cards. If you have any questions on them, let me know. If you're interested in the autumn class, which I think I saw a few people are interested in the autumn class, this might be a sellout tonight, which is great. That means I don't have to advertise it and ask anybody else if they want it. So, and you're going to love it. You're going to love that Card Maker Collective Club. There are other people that have been doing it for a while. Side note, so there's two special things with the Card Maker Collective Club. If you do 6 months in a row, I'm not saying you have to, but if you do choose to, I give you a $25 credit in my online store to buy whatever you want. I'm not picking items out for you. You're shopping. So $25 credit after 6 consecutive months in the club. I've had a couple people hit that already. And again, the bundle is at catalog price. So if you're interested in the autumn bundle, you can get it at catalog price. Just let me know. And I will get that ordered for you. So that's it for me. I know we were so long tonight. I will be back on Wednesday over on Positive Paper Crafters with a color swap card. One of these cards getting a color swap. Bet you can't guess which one. And then I will be live on Thursday. Oh, I already have my fun fold picked out. I'm so excited to share that with you. I have a fun fold on Thursday, so I will be sharing more from the Rustic Crate Bundle this week as we go forward. And I know tomorrow's going to be a better day. It's going to be a better day for all of us. You guys have a good day. I'll have a good day. We'll all be a little bit happier. And that's that. The end. We are stamping and we're happy. So thanks for joining me. I really enjoy your company. I'll read comments in a little bit here and reply. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye, everybody.